Hi everyone! Today we're going to be delving into what Cybermen represent. For those who don't know, Cybermen are villains out of Doctor Who, which is a British science fiction television programme. Now, to be honest, I think the Cybermen were invented before their time. Because it's only nowadays, in the modern day, when we have things like computers and robots rising up drastically. I mean, we even hear stories of robots replacing humans in certain job roles. So, with that being said, the Cybermen were created by Jerry Davis and Kip Pedler. Now, Kip Pedler was a British scientist, so obviously a very intelligent bloke. It is almost like he predicted the future when he invented the Cybermen. He predicted that robots would take over, which is pretty much exactly what is happening now, however much you want to deny it. So, the Cybermen are emotionless zombies. That is a good way of describing them. They could even be compared to the zombies of Resident Evil. Celebrities. Sometimes they can be really emotional, other times they can be not emotional at all. I mean, it's part of actors' jobs to be really emotional. So, Brie Larson, right here, she has one eye exposed and one eye covered. Now, the one eye exposed represents emotion, and the one eye covered represents no emotion. So, just imagine if I crossed one eye out on the Cyberman, so that he had no emotion in one eye, but then left his other eye exposed so that he had emotion in only one eye. This is getting really deep now, but to be honest, with the Cybermen, it's like both of their eyes are covered up because they have no emotion at all. So, to be honest, I might as well just cross out both of his eyes to show that there's literally no emotion there. Anyway, moving on. See how Zoe Harriet represents the Revelation 12 woman, and then the Cybermen represent Satan, the dragon, coming after her. See, it's even shown on this 2015 Economist cover. Because this guy wearing the headset represents the Cybermen, and then this little girl, Alice in Wonderland, represents Zoe Harriet. So, Patrick Troughton, he's my favourite Doctor. I'm just going to show you this clip right here from Doctor Who, The Faceless Ones, because this is one of my favourite Doctor Who stories of all time. And I think this clip is pretty comedic.
Plastic cups.
So, we'll move on now because I don't want to stray too far off of the point. But the Cybermen represent just like the robots in iRobot, and even your Transformers. See how this one Vivian character, played by Laura Haddock, represents just like Zoe Harriet in Alice in Wonderland, the Rev 12 woman. So, that Laura Haddock character represents her. See? See, that robot right there is represented by the Cybermen. And then there's the zombies. Going back to, of course, the Resident Evil zombies. So, it's all to do with the dead are supposed to rise at the end of days. That's what it says in the Bible, anyway. And this clown guy at the top of the pyramid is supposed to represent Satan. So, now the Doctor says that the Cybermen are ruthless, inhuman killers. The word inhuman is significant, because this is what the Illuminati and Freemasons do. They plunge inhumane things in your face constantly. Inhumans, just like inhumane. See this right here? Alison Brie with Brie Larson. They both represent the Revelation 12 woman. They both represent Zoe Harriet. And Alice in Wonderland. See the Skull and Bones Society emojis? It literally says Skull and Crossbones right there. It even goes back to that Crossbones character out of Marvel. See, Skull and Bones with a 322. The Grox1, the YouTuber, he goes on about that 322 quite a lot. If you watch his videos, he'll explain what that number means. So yeah. You don't want to be a brainless zombie. You want to be intelligent like me. But, at the end of the day, I think most of my viewers are intelligent. Obviously, censorship is a massive issue in the modern world. If things are considered too controversial or not politically correct, then they get censored. I mean, we live in dangerous times. Just like this Michael Jackson Dangerous album cover has got to do with it. Well, I say album cover, I think it's actually a single cover. But the point is, the times are only going to get even more dangerous. So we have to prepare ourselves. Because the end of days are supposed to be the most dangerous times for the planet Earth. That's why the planet Earth is even shown right there. See this rich Freemason Ringling Brothers guy? Just like going back to the rich Freemason guy right there. I mean, look, it appears that both of these guys have bald heads. So that proves that symbolism even more through there. Could even go back to Kit Pedler having a bald head. I mean, the emotionless Cybermen are even a stark contrast to the way human beings are nowadays. It's not exactly the human being's fault, it's just the way society is. Like, if you go too far, then apparently you get accused of harassment. I mean, but when I say too far, like, I don't literally mean too far. I mean, what society says is too far. I mean, of course it's got to do with certain laws being changed and certain laws being added, and some of them are actually pathetic. Well, some laws they just change without even informing the public properly. Because they think they can catch certain members of the public out, because they want to throw as many people in jail as possible. Like, say for example, you've got a problem, like, you can still tell your family about it in the modern day, but what if there's a girl that you've just met, and you fancy her, and you want to open up to her? Like, the way society is nowadays, it's very difficult to do that.